Hello, Lifeforms, it is I, Bonsai, and I'm back in the Commonwealth. And this video is my final thoughts on Fallout 4. Now, before we begin, spoiler warning, I'm going to be going through the entire story and much of the story of the DLC. So, if you don't want to know what happens in any of this, I suggest you leave right now. Anyway, you have been warned, and with that, let's begin. Alright, Fallout 4 is the latest in a series of games from the Fallout franchise. It takes place in a post-apocalyptic world that has been destroyed by nuclear fire, and it is a 50s themed industrial age type deal. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it works. Anyway, you start off as a former member of the United States Armed Forces, and this guy is really starting to piss me off. And the idea is that you're getting ready for a day out with your family. And oh, dadgummit, I'm pretty popular today. Anyway, you start off as a family man who's getting ready to go out with your family, and that was unfortunate. And that's how you start off, by making your character. The creation and the storyline sync perfectly. You start off in front of the mirror. You're getting ready to also get ready to go to a Veterans Hall meeting, and you craft your face, and for the first time ever, you actually get to craft how your character, their body looks. You can make your character a wide person, very thin, very muscular. It all depends on your particular preference. And you also get to customize your spouse. And what's cool about that is the game will generate a baby that the two of you have had based on what your character and your spouse look like. And it can be just about anything. You can have an interracial couple. You can have a all white, black, or Hispanic, or Asian couple. And the baby's skin type will reflect that. And Ada, I don't need you with me right now. Alright, talk, and I'm going to have to ask you to bugger off.
I no longer require your services. I prefer to remain by your side, but I'll abide by your command.
Anyway, that's the basis for how your character looks, and as the story goes along, a representative of Vault-Tec shows up at your house, and that's when you pick your special stats. Your special stats are everything. They determine how strong you are, how smart you are, and that will play a key role to which perks you can get and build upon your playstyle later on. Hold on, let's see. Let's take a look at the special stats real quick. Like, the special stats are strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. Strength is all about close quarters combat and the amount of weight that you can carry. It affects how strong you are, or with your bare hands as well as melee weapons. It also determines the skill you have in creating new melee weapons and forging armor for yourself, as well as the heavy gunner perk, which is one of, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6 different weapon types that you can play with. Well, 7 if you include explosives. Next is perception. Perception deals with how well you can detect enemies and your skill with firearms. It determines your overall accuracy in VATS, and how good you are at picking locks, etc., etc. Endurance is all about getting extra hit points and getting what is it? Protection from various types of damages like ballistic damage, radiation damage, uh, your resistance to chems, your ability to stave off radiation damage from various sources, making your bones stronger. It also has several regenerative perks, like solar powered rank 3, for example, and of course, Life Giver rank 3. Next is Charisma. Charisma deals with how well you are with people. It affects your chance of succeeding a speech test, ability to intimidate others and creatures that you encounter, how well you can buy and sell objects and retain your money, things like that. Intelligence is very interesting. It affects how much XP you get from certain actions, well, from every action, actually. And it determines your skill with healing items like stim packs and Radaway. It also determines how good you are at building your guns, hacking computer terminals, scrapping items, and of course various scientific things like chemistry, science in general, robotics expert, and your ability to retain power in your fusion cores to power your power armor. Next is agility. Agility affects how easily your character can move around quietly and remain undetected while sneaking. It affects how many action points you have and how fast your action points regenerate. And it governs things like Gunslinger, which affects one-handed gun, one-handed firearms, and one-handed energy weapons. Commando, which deals with automatic weapons of all types. And there are also various things that increase the amount of damage that your sneak attacks do, including Sandman and Ninja. And if you're going for one, I recommend you go for two. You go for them both. Finally, there's Luck. Luck deals with your chance at finding loot and your excuse me, how fast you create critical hits and how much damage your critical hits will do. It also does a few other things, like if you have low intelligence, like a 1 in intelligence, this is a great perk to pick. Luck also affects the way action points regenerate. Like, for example, if you kill an opponent in VATS with a Grim Reaper sprint, and that uses the last of your action points, it could regenerate all of them at the same time. Alright, now that you got a good look at the special, it's also worth noting that when the Vault-Tec representative comes to your door, you will have a grand total of 28 points to put into your special stat. Unlike previous Fallout games, however, you can continue to add on to your special stats as you go along. Well, you could, thanks to intense training in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, but this time around, it's not limited to just being able to take the same thing 10 times. You can actually completely fill out your stat line completely. Because one real cool feature that the Fallout group did when creating Fallout 4 was they took a page out of Skyrim's playbook and just made it to where you don't have a level cap. You have unlimited potential to create the character you want and play your way. And that is a very cool feature. It greatly increases the amount of replay value, and you can make all kinds of crazy combinations. Like, you can create a scientist, for example, who might not have very good charisma and isn't real good at talking with people and isn't much of a sneaker, but is solid when it comes to taking care of themselves, hacking terminals, scrapping items for parts, creating robots to serve her, and of course making power armor a much more viable option. Or you could create a big dumb brute that might use melee weapons or fist weapons and is great at getting lots and lots of critical hits thanks to Action Boy and various parts of the luck skill tree. Or you can make a sneaky sniper type that uses long-range rifles and uses a lot of sneaking, a lot of stealth and sniping, and there's just so many different combinations that you can come up with. And I can literally sit here for hours talking about the various builds that I've made. I've made a grand total of 7 so far, and I think I'm going to make 2 more before I finally call it quits on Fallout. And another great thing that they took out of Skyrim's playbook is the fact that your equipment never falls apart. I can use this laser pistol an unlimited number of times, and I will never have to worry about finding parts to repair it. And that is great. I think it's mainly due to this new home living system. Also, like in Skyrim, they've also taken the Hearthfire DLC, if you remember that, and they greatly expanded on it. You can make various homes for yourself called settlements. Settlements are... Hello, Flexible Goat 1414. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing a final thoughts video on Fallout, so I'm not going to be doing any big quests. Well, I might, just for the fun of it. And what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Settlements. Settlements are all about building your base your way. You can create farms or just really big houses or just anything. You can also equip them with shops if you have the right perks. And apparently I'm getting shot at because I am a Scrody McDoucher Nuggets who doesn't pay attention. Alright, let's... I knew that I was going to miss. And... it's fun, but I think that Bethesda could have done better because I think they put way too much into the settlement building system, and I can't do this and talk at the same time, apparently. Hold on just a second. I need to get rid of these pests. Oh yeah, don't attack the merchant. Attack the heavily armed psychopath. Please, by all means. Ouch. Ow! Dick. Okay, that's it. Yeah, toasty! Oh, it's over. I don't think so. There's still someone behind me? Never mind. Okay, this is really messing up my video here. And I'm sorry if you came here for some good gameplay. You're probably not going to get it. Really? Fine. There. dick. Take that. Alright. Like I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted, I think Bethesda put way too much into the settlement building system. I mean, I really like it, but I think it was a huge waste of potential because there was just so much more that you could have done with what you were given, with the tools that they had on hand. But, well, I guess it's good that we have mods at least. Anyway, let's see. Let me take a look at my notes real quick, like. Alright, we've covered no level cap and no breakable gear. Besides the main quest, which culminates with... no, that's not what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to keep going over the main quest. In a lot of the ways, it is almost identical to the main quest in New Vegas, and I'm about to die again. You start out after you created your character. You're put into then an impossible situation where you're forced to watch as everything that you hold dear is taken from you from a single shot from an unknown individual. When you recover, you go out to the world, you discover the devastation that has gone through the world, and when you finally confront this individual, you find out that he's not the main bad guy, and that's when you get introduced to the other four major factions, which are the Minutemen, the Railroad, the Institute, and the Brotherhood of Steel. And that takes another major part in how you play the game. You can choose to join one faction, or you can join several. Each of them have their own strengths and weaknesses, and depending on your moral views, it'll greatly affect which group that you decide to join. The Institute believes that these robots called synths are only material possessions, and they're fighting to get them back, while the Railroad, on the other hand, is trying to protect synths and see them to safety. The Brotherhood just wants to destroy them because, well, machine is not man, man creates machine. And finally, the Minutemen. The Minutemen are they just want to protect everybody. They're the goody little two-shoes of the Commonwealth, which is the name of the place that you're in right now. And that's when the game really kicks off, after this part of the story where you confront this individual and take him out goes. And as you go along, if you join the Minutemen, you wind up destroying only the Institute. If you join the Institute, you wipe out the Brotherhood of Steel and the Railroad, because we can't have a technologically superior group running around. And we also can't afford to have a bunch of... Wow, I've never seen that individual before. That is one fat fool right there. Die already. Alright, that's better. And if you join the Railroad, you wind up destroying the other two, because you're basically a terrorist, and you don't want these other two groups controlling the Commonwealth and deciding the fate of synths. Now, my first playthrough, I just decided to go with the Institute because, well, they seem to be the most stable group. And the next one, I joined the Brotherhood of Steel because, hey, the Brotherhood of Steel have a lot of high-tech toys that I really, really liked. Reggie Blataria. I've never met you before in my life, but that's okay. Rad powered pack stuffed leg. Whatever. Nice. Yeah, you can keep your minigun. After you complete the main storyline, or in between, you can start playing any of the storyboard DLCs. The storyboard DLCs are, excuse me, they're Far Harbor, Nuka World, the Vault-Tec Workshop DLC, and the Automatron DLC. The first one that came out was the Automatron DLC, and it's probably one of the most unique. For the first time ever, you can actually create your own follower. You create them from a robot workbench, and they can do a wide array of things, like they can basically become a pack mule that carries all your gear. They can be a combat support type for either melee or ranged combat. And you can equip them with a wide variety of different armors that have a variety of effects, like dealing extra damage to melee fighters, or damaging enemies that are around them, things like that, as well as other mods that allow them to hack terminals or unlock locks, etc., etc. And I'm going to say, before I do something stupid, which I do quite often. And anyway, your main enemy in the Automatron DLC is a character who was named after someone from Fallout 3 called the Mechanist. The Mechanist is completely obsessed with robots like they were in Fallout 3, and they're just a very unpleasant individual. But when you finally confront them, there is a huge fight where they just send wave after wave after wave of robots at you. And once you've defeated this robot army, you can decide to either spare the Mechanist or kill this very unsavory individual. And I usually choose to save them and spare them because that gives me an extra merchant to buy equipment from, which I really like. Seeing as how you can't actually get any merchants in the Mechanist lair, which becomes a new settlement for you. And now that I touched on that, let's talk about the Far Harbor DLC. The Far Harbor DLC was my personal favorite. It had a very good storyline, and it added an entirely new map to the game. And it is a huge map, too. So you don't have to worry about a lack of exploration. And for some reason, I can't hit this individual. There, finally. Take that. I'm not a very good sneaker, apparently. And when you're in Far Harbor, you're supposed to find a girl named Kasumi. She's gone missing, and her parents have hired you to track her down. While you're there, you meet several more factions, including the people of Far Harbor, the Children of Adam, who were also a faction in Fallout 3, and you meet a new one called Acadia. Acadia is a refuge camp for runaway synths who've tried to escape the Institute. Now, there's a wide variety of things you can do here. You can help all three of the groups find peace, or you can destroy all three. You can destroy Acadia by turning off its defensive systems. You can activate a nuclear bomb inside the nucleus and destroy the Children of Adam with that. And as far as Acadia is concerned, depending on what faction you're aligned with, whether it be the Brotherhood of Steel or the Institute, you can rat them out and either have the Brotherhood completely destroy Acadia or have the Institute recapture all the synths that are there. So there's good things. There's a good route and a bad route to go on depending on your point of view. And I'm running out of breath. Of course I am. It's just what I do. And there was just so much more to do in that particular DLC, and that's why I liked it so much. However, some of the new weapons that were introduced, there was a flaw with them because if you have any weapons from there like the harpoon gun or the lever action rifle, that's a problem because you can't get ammunition for either one of them when you return to the Commonwealth. You always have to go back to Far Harbor to restock on your ammunition. And that's a bit of a pain for me. Logistic-wise, the lever action rifle and the harpoon gun are not good weapons to have. But they are a lot of fun. I will admit that. But if you're playing on survival mode, not so much. But then there was the last story DLC, which is the Vault-Tec Workshop. To be perfectly the second to last. Vault-Tec Workshop was the third storyboard mission DLC. And I gotta say, I did not like it at all. It was just basically just more settlement building. And that was a shame because it had a lot of potential. It could have been a great add-on, but all it does is give you one more settlement and a few more settlement building options. And I did not like that. I didn't like it at all. It had a lot of good DLC and a couple of nice little items here and there, but all in all, it was not worth playing. But the last story DLC, there was a lot of problems with it too. That was Nuka World. Nuka World is, of course, a theme park named after one of the series' signature icons, which is Nuka-Cola. And you finally get to see how Nuka-Cola is made and a little bit of lore behind that as well. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It didn't give you a whole lot of choice as far as what you're going to be able to do moral-wise. If you want to complete the DLC, you have to be a bad guy because the Nuka World theme park has been completely overrun by raiders, and you have to join forces with them and send them out to the Commonwealth and wreak havoc on the various settlements. There were also 2 or 3 more settlement DLCs, which just added more items onto your settlement building capabilities, and that was it. So that's the DLC out of the way. And again, the Nuka World DLC, it introduced a few more weapons as well, including the handmade rifle, which is basically an AK-47, and as far as the 7.62 Soviet round. And again, if you want to get more ammunition for it, you have to go back to Nuka World. Well, at least until you start taking settlements over and giving them to the raiders, and then you can actually build shops and buy your ammunition. But you still got to go over to the dark side to do all of this. Excuse me. So that was the DLC, and it was It was okay in my opinion, but again, there was just so much potential lost. Let's see. Exploring is also a major part in this game. If you go around, you'll find out that there are no two areas in Fallout 4 that are exactly the same. Bethesda has gone through a painstaking and meticulous effort to make all the areas in Fallout 4 unique. And it really shows because there's just so much to do, so much to find and explore. And whoa, I didn't see you there. Some of the rewards for exploring include finding legendary weapons like this one, the Gainer, for example. Here, let's take a look at it real quick. The Gainer is a 44 Magnum pistol that when you shoot an enemy, it sets them on fire. And I love setting people on fire. Don't read into that. I wouldn't do that in real life. Never mind. Never mind. Shut up. The Gainer is a item that you find as you're going across the Commonwealth, and it can be found just across the river from Finch Farm. It is right around in this area in a little bunker across the river here. And that is one of the many rewards for exploring, but that's not all the rewards you get for exploring the Commonwealth. Let's see. Let's see if I can find... There's another little thing. There are tons and tons of different stories around here. Like, if you go to the sewers in downtown Boston, you can go down in there and there will be a path that you can follow and pick up a couple of little holotapes that tell the story of a pre-war serial killer and a detective that was hunting him. And that was just a nice little feature there, where you can discover what happened to the detective and all the people that were killed by this unsavory individual. And it's just, that's just one of the many examples of the different mini stories that you can find. Right now, I'm going to the... I'm trying to find the Salem Museum of Witchcraft. Now, Boston isn't the only town in Fallout 4. It's basically the majority of Massachusetts. And there are many historically accurate locales like Lexington, Concord, of course, Boston, and then there's Salem. Salem is where the infamous witch trials took place, and there is a museum dedicated exclusively to it. And it's a bit of a horror story, and there is another side quest in there. I'll show you in just a minute. And I was talking about legendary weapons. You can also find legendary items. I found one earlier. Let's take a look at it for just an example. I didn't really take a look too good of a look at it. Let's see. Here it is. A rad-powered pack-stuffed left leg. This is a piece of left leg armor that you can apply, and it is from the Pack. The Pack are one of the gangs from Nuka World that you can ally with or destroy. But no matter what, items that they make themselves are always available as possible legendary items that you can find. And hey, I found on the Museum of Witchcraft. Nice. and I saw this as a little Easter egg. Let's see. I am looking for a cemetery that is very close to here. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Here it is, a hollowed out rock. If you take a look at this, let's see. Baseball grenade, because why not? Hey, it's Boston. Boston is a baseball town, and I love baseball. Inventory miscellaneous. Carl's log. Alright, this might take me a minute. Gunner's note. Jackson's holotape. Let's see. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. S. Been too long. Sorry I missed you at Megaton. Looks like history repeats itself. But as promised, here's the gear I scrounged up. All the best and stay safe. The Commonwealth is its own kind of hell. E. Well, if you played Fallout 3 and you go on to this town called Megaton and you look around, there will be another hauled out rock. And this one is from E. And he's put a stash of gear for this person called S. So that was a cute little Easter egg that they decided to put in, linking Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 together. Let's see. Alright. Ooh, that's not good. Private Heart's holotape. Well, let's take a look at that. Nope, don't want any mods. Miscellaneous. LMNOP. Cool. Private Heart's holotape. The Devil's Due.
Jeffries, Lee got the recorder working. So this the sort of detail you had in mind when you signed up for the Gunners? Hauling luggage from Linwoods for some robot butler? What was his name? Wellerton? Wallingham?
Not now, Private. Where's Connors? He's not at his post.
Oh, sorry, sir. The lieutenant said he found some tracks. Wanted to check them out. Private Martin.
Tracks? What track? What the hell is that?
Oh my... Connors! Where's the rest of him?
Jesus. Found us. Sergeant Lee, grab the case. Do not let that thing out of your sight. Everyone inside the museum, now!
Major! Major, what found us?
Something tells me that Private Heart and the Major didn't make it. But anyway, we're going to be doing this quest while I continue to talk aimlessly. So yeah, I think Bethesda did a solid job putting in all these little Easter eggs and these legendary weapons that you can find out in the wild, and that really rewards exploration. And it just really adds on to your desire to explore the world and see the wonderful job that Bethesda did. And despite being a destroyed and ruined land, the Commonwealth is actually a very beautiful place, if you don't count the fact that everything is trying to kill you. And ooh, well, that's nasty. Here, give me that. Yeah, that's what I thought. For my final verdict, I had to give Fallout 4 a solid 8 out of 10 because I love the game itself. It has a lot of replay value thanks to how easy it is to create your own character build. It was really well thought out. There was just so many different stories and different side missions and even different ways to play out the main story that I liked. But bottom line, the the whole settlement system just took up way too much into the game, and it just wasn't fun for me. And though some people do like to basically, some people just prefer to turn the game into a Bethesda-made version of Minecraft. I didn't like that. I thought they squandered an opportunity to make a truly magnificent game. Not that it isn't, but I just thought that they could have done better with the materials that they had on hand. But like I said earlier, at least we have mods. Anyway, I'm going to call it here, and I thank you for sitting around and enjoying the video. Tomorrow night I'm going to make a video that was all about the robot workbench, which is a major feature in the Automatron DLC, where you can create your own followers. And I hope you come around and play with me when I do that, and you might even learn something. Anyway, my PlayStation name, my Steam name, and Twitch name are all the same. It's Bonsai0311. And if you'd like to make me a friend on the PlayStation Network or on Steam, send me an invite. I'm always looking for people to play games with. I play other games besides Fallout 4. I play Far Cry and Destiny and a wide variety of other games. So keep in touch. After Christmas, I'm going to have at least 5 other games that I'm going to be playing over the next year. Also, if you've heard about a person called Chris Bracken from Release the Bracken, I'll be playing Diablo 3 with him sometime next year, probably early 2017. Anyway, that's been it. If you liked this video, then please like, link, subscribe, do the whole social thing. And as always, I will see you in the next playthrough. Later.